The Memphis and Shelby County Room is Memphis's premier collection related to the history of the city and the county. This includes historic photographs, maps, letters, diaries, government reports, personal memoirs, oral histories, and films as well, all related to the history of our city and county. We have records going back to the 1790s, and that goes on to the present day. Our philosophy is that everybody is a historical figure. Everyone contributes to the building of this city, and we want to tell all of those stories. We're not simply interested in telling the stories of the wealthy and the powerful. We are even more interested in telling the story of those who are not celebrated. They play such an integral role in the development of the city and often get forgotten because we spend a lot of time talking about who the mayor was, who the big businessmen were, and we forget about everybody else, but it's everybody else who props up those systems and builds the city. We do have a film collection that we're continuing to grow. One of the most unique items that we have is part of the original broadcast, the first television broadcast by what was then called WMCT. In 1948, on December the 15th, at 6:15 p.m. was the first commercial broadcast by WMC. Videotape hadn't been developed yet, not in 1948. What they would do to preserve a broadcast was to put a camera, a TV camera, up against a monitor. Well, what apparently somebody did, filmed a portion of it. We see the president of the station, Henry Slavic. There are filmed pictures of cotton fields and other things related to Memphis. And it gives you an idea of what television first looked like when it came into people's homes in Memphis. We wish we had the full broadcast, and unfortunately it doesn't have sound. The portion that we do have brings that period to life in a way that newspaper descriptions or memoirs or what have you do not. In 1985, the library's television station, WYPL, began recording the 5 p.m. news broadcast for WMC, Action News 5. And it was a way to capture for a permanent record this notion that television news is also a primary source. Historians have a tendency to think primary sources are paper documents, books, reports, what have you. But not a lot of people think in terms of film and news broadcasts as a primary source, but it's a wonderful source. Television news is responding to the moment. The newspaper is only going to cover part. TV news is going to cover the other part. We live in a digital age, and we have a tendency to think that everything either is online or will be pretty soon. Even if everything shows up online, which is going to take a lot more work and a lot more time than people realize, those things can be lost. So what we do is we preserve the original record, the paper record. We save them and house them and preserve them for future generations, because we're playing the long game, and we want this material to be available 100 years from now, 200 years from now, long after we're gone. But the material will remain and will be able to help educate and help people understand where they came from. So while we recognize that digital is an extremely useful tool, we have papers from well over 150, 170 years ago, which is why it's important that people continue to save things so that it will be the historical record of tomorrow.